Today I am joined by Vivian K. Neal, who is a fabulous copywriter and social media wizard based here in the sunny UK, and her Twitter handle is @SupposeIam if anybody wants to tweet her. Hi Vivian, how are you?
Hi Callum, it's great to be here. Thank you for asking me. Yes, what a Twitter handle that was. I generated that back in 2009 thinking it was highly ironic. Suppose I'm on Twitter, and I've been stuck with it ever since. So embarrassing, and that's the first tip. Don't ever do anything like that.
But it's never, you never forget that Twitter handle. I suppose your name's quite long as well, too long to fit into a Twitter handle itself.
Yeah, but the problem is when I go on anything else, people say, "Oh, hi, suppose I am." That's not my name.
Oh dear. So today we're going to talk about Blab, which is a completely new tool to me. You tweeted me about it the other day. I don't know if I've been hiding in a dark room somewhere, but it's completely missed me, and you've kind of picked it up from the ground running. So what exactly is Blab?
Well, Blab is a video streaming connection tool which allows groups of people to talk together, and you can see them in video form. And yes, it's like Periscope. Yes, it's like Meerkat, if anybody is familiar with either of those two platforms. Unlike Periscope, it is actually connected to Twitter so that you can easily link to people. It's very, very simple. So the difference, I suppose, between this brand new platform is that you can have up to 4 people talking in one go.
So I suppose, is it a bit like a Google Hangout but less connected with Google?
Yes, it is. It looks nicer. People can drop in and out. And even if they're not actually talking physically on the call, they can be chatting on the right-hand side in the comments box.
So it's a bit like sneaking into the back of a conference room, say if you're running down a hotel corridor and having a quick poke through different doors into a different conference and stuff.
Absolutely.
And it's really addictive.
Yeah, it is really addictive. It's shocking. And in fact, I was on, I'm going to name drop here, I was on a Blab with Michael Stelzner, the god of social media examiner, this lunchtime. And we were talking about how important it is to actually go to Blab at different times of the day and night because its atmosphere changes.
Okay. I know I dropped into a group chat earlier which just seemed to be, there was a guy smoking, there was a girl dancing, and there was a guy also showing everybody out of the window into the streets of China. So how does it work? Does it connect random people? Does somebody have to be in charge of hosting it? Is there a moderator? How does that work?
Well, I mean, for example, if I decided, and yesterday I'm so embarrassed to say this, I did a Blab. I didn't kind of tell anybody I was doing it, and I had absolutely no viewers.
Oh no.
And I talked to myself for 20 minutes. Then I said goodbye to myself and off I went. Oh, I was so pink in the face. But the situation is that you can schedule a Blab. So, for example, if you and I decided that we were going to talk about this platform, we would perhaps schedule it for, say, next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And that would give us the opportunity then to show everybody that this is upcoming and people can subscribe.
So a bit like a webinar.
A bit like a webinar.
So we can blab about Blab if we want to.
Yes, we certainly can. And then you could, if you wanted to, if we decided to swap this particular podcast onto there right now, we could set up a Blab and it would say on air, and anybody who happened to be passing could drop in and say hi and join the conversation.
And can they, if you join in and there's not 4 people on video, do you automatically get linked to show your screen, or do you, the moderator or the host, have to choose?
No, what happens is they make a decision whether they're coming in or not.
Yeah.
So, for example, there is a block of 4 seats, and for example, you and I would be on the top 2 seats, and then if we added somebody else, they wanted to join, and there were seats free, they literally join in, take one of the seats, and suddenly their video stream pops up.
So if we use the conference analogy, it's a bit like us speaking, people pose questions, and it's like us handing the microphone to them. So that someone could ask a question, and then they could explain a little bit more about the business, and that would share their video screen.
exactly.
Oh, that's very cool.
And some people may not want to do that because it's actually quite embarrassing.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you've waxed your eyebrows or whatever it is you have to do. And some people prefer to comment because actually there are a list of comments going down the right-hand side of every blab. And so if you wanted to, you could be commenting about your experience on Blab, but without actually jumping into one of the hot seats.
Yeah.
You don't need a moderator. I could literally set up a Blab because I wanted to talk about boring afternoons or the weather in the UK today or whatever it is. And many just start and say, hi, how are you? Where'd you come from? And it's just literally a chat where you meet people from right across the world. But if you're actually going to use it for business, I suggest that you do actually have a moderator. So, for example, if it was you and I talking and running some sort of education thing, we'd probably have a third person who would be prepared to respond to anybody who is commenting on the comment box. Because I think people need to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
And also, for example, if somebody drops in on the call, you say, oh, hi, Vivian, nice of you to join us. Where are you from type thing, so that people feel involved.
Yeah, so it's a lot more interactive, isn't it? So I know a lot of our students are going to be sitting listening to this thinking about, great, is this another fad and how can it actually be used for my business? Have you seen any good uses of Blab yet in the business world?
Yes, I have. There's the tech guru, Ian Cleary, who obviously blogs endlessly about new tech innovations, so you would expect him to be there. And I saw straight away that he was doing a short blab interviewing his mate, Michael Schaffer, who's just written a new book about content. And all they did is they said, right, we're going to talk for 10 minutes about igniting content. And he just simply said, hi, this is my friend Michael. Tell me a little bit about your book, which he did. He said it's available on Amazon, and off they went. I bought it on my Kindle immediately.
So there's a particularly maybe good focus for people running B2B businesses or things that can generate leads from online landing pages, or maybe pushing people back to blogs or to sign up for email newsletters, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. And for example, I'm working with a doctor in America who is doing webinars about thyroid and weight loss.
Okay.
And so what we'll do is we'll talk about, for example, we're going to set up a brand new blab called How Fats Make You Thin.
Okay.
And then we'll just start talking and see who comes. And then eventually everyone will probably look him up, Jeremy up, and find out what he does. And then probably say, oh, I didn't realize he does other webinars or he does conferences or what have you. And, that in itself is worthwhile. I mean, the fact that you're actually making almost a face-to-face connection means that the connections are much stronger.
Yeah.
You're no longer just an anonymous Twitter handle. People can see the whites of your eyes, and that means that you will be remembered. And of course, the community now is so strong because they are the outliers that everybody is following one another at the moment and giving tremendous support. How that will evolve when it all gets very slick, I don't know.
And it doesn't look like they've got a mobile app at the minute. So is this just primarily browser-based?
Well,
and
they have got a mobile.
They do have a mobile app, yeah.
The only thing is that I did actually download it, and it looked like it was all in Swedish or something.
Okay.
It's strange. So I've actually deleted it, but there is one. And apparently, if you use the mobile app, you have more flexibility on your cameras. For some reason, someone was discussing that on a blab last night.
Okay, great. And you've written a brilliant blab as well, a brilliant blog on blabs. Oh dear, this could get confusing, about kind of a blab strategy and
Yes.
and all about the quadalogue. What is the quadalogue?
Well, quadalogue, a dialogue is about two people having a dialogue. Well, it can't be a dialogue if there's four of you, so I've called it a quadalogue.
That's brilliant.
And then also we were talking about gate crashing blabs. Oh God, this is impossible. Gate crashing blabs. So
Yes.
we called them a blab crash.
Okay.
So that's when you wander around and just walk in with drink in hand and say hi to whoever's gathering.
Yeah. Wow. So the whole new world of Blab. So that's brilliant. Is there anything else that you think our students should know about Blabs that I've missed?
I think that you can directly, as I said, link with Twitter, which is brilliant. I think that it is very, very sociable. I think that you should actually have an element of etiquette. Blab have actually written to me, emailed me, asking me to help set the rules as one of the early adopters. And I think there should be some rules, because I do think if we're not careful, there might be an element of trolling going about.
Yeah.
And somebody's already discussed that, saying...
I mean, there could be some pretty nasty surprises if you're letting random people from around the world, add their camera. How does a brand or an organisation kind of stop that? Can you pre-moderate the camera before you allow it in, or is it just a potluck?
I reckon at the moment, although don't quote me entirely, I think it's potluck. But I think that once people start... I mean, it's still in beta.
Yeah.
So inevitably it's going to change, and obviously they want users to use it and say, oh, hey, we've got a real problem with this, because quite often you can't anticipate what's going to go wrong or what the issues are until people actually start using and breaking a situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Platform, yeah.
So it's a case of, just try it and see if it works for your business, and people can get powerful results from it potentially.
I would have said so. I mean, for example, somebody asked a question of Michael Stelzner today and said, what's the point of broadcasting to 100 viewers? And he said, well, we've got, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of viewers and email lists on the Social Media Examiner. And he said, well, I intend to, make all these addresses available sort of to my email list. I'm going to talk about the people I've talked with today. And he's connected with me, for example, and like he's a god.
Yeah, definitely.
So you never know who's there. It's
potentially making people more accessible.
Absolutely. And also when you think about the power of networking and face-to-face networking in business communities, all over the world, this is doing exactly that. I mean, I've talked to people in America who said, are you Australian? And I love the way you say can't. Shut up. And then I've talked to people in Tasmania, in New Zealand, in Cambridge, the UK, all sorts of places. So, I think that's kind of really exciting. And, initially we were talked about the internet being, truly global. And one of the problems is that we thought, I've got to connect to the whole world. The whole world is my market. And we forgot to be personable to people. And that's all changing now. And I think with the development of this video streaming, I think we really, really will be globally connected. And I think personally, at this moment, ask me again in 6 months and who knows, but I think it's really exciting. And I'm so glad that I'm here with the Outliers.
Cool. It sounds really cool. And one last thing which I really like about Blab is, especially from an education point of view, is that we can conduct a Blab and then we can have a replay on that same link. So if anybody missed the live session, you're able to then go back and replay the Blab that occurred before. So you can reblab. Is that a keyword that's been taken yet? Can we coin reblabbing?
Reblabbing. I think we need something else rather than re. So
Okay.
we'll have to think about something that is alliterative that begins with B. I'm not sure, but yes, you can reblab, and that's great too. And I found, like today during this particular call, I had about 30 or 40 tweets with my name attached to it, coming straight off that Blab.
So it's going to really increase engagement. And I suppose, going back to the moderation issue, because it is linked to Twitter, you can quickly have a look on someone's Twitter profile just to see their social credibility before you let them live blab in your Blab.
Yes, you can do. And also what you can do is use the comment section as a lead generation tool.
Yeah.
Because, of course, inevitably, if I'm talking about, I don't know, weight loss, then one assumes, although I could have got it wrong, that the people who've joined that discussion are interested in that topic.
Yeah.
So you've got an element of synergy, haven't you? Because they've talked with you, they've expressed an interest, and so therefore, if you do communicate with them, they're not going to say, why are you contacting me? Because it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, nice one. Well, that sounds great. So there you go. That's the lowdown on Blab. Thank you, Vivian, for your wonderful insight as always for our students at SoMe Academy. And I'm sure we'll speak to you again soon.
All right, take care.